So the class action lawsuit that alleges that Drake, Aiden Ross, and along with Stake have been promoting illegal gambling. All right, so there was this class action lawsuit that was filed on New Year's Eve. It popped up. It alleges that Drake not only promoted illegal gambling on the website Stake, but also diverted funds to artificially pump up his song stats on music platforms.
Can't do that.
That's the part where I was like, what? Listen, I always thought the Stake stuff was a little like, I don't know. I always thought it was a little fishy, guys. I was like, why does he need to do this? He's so rich. Like, what is the point?
Always looked roach. Yeah.
Right? It always looks strange. So the lawsuit pretty much, I guess it has a tipping feature, guys. So this is where it gets tricky. They're saying that Stake helped Drake disguise funds using this tipping feature and internal transfers to pay bot farms to juice, his play counts on music sites like Spotify. This is what they're saying. Yeah. So, all of this is, all of these allegations constitute a pattern of racketeering activity.
No, Griff, I'm not sending Drake the axe emoji, Griff.
I already that. What do you mean? I already did. Hey, Griff, get online, bro. Get online, bro. It already happened.
I told Rosenberg axe is wrong. It should have been a hammer, a nail, and a coffin.
Because this isn't the nail in the coffin.
Hey, bro.
I'm just saying that would have been funnier.
I think it made it more succinct for people online to follow. I just threw up the triple axe emoji in just a moment of straight pettiness. I would have never done it except that you were actually waiting on our downfall. The fact that you were actually waiting on our downfall, now that means I have to throw things up when you're getting caught up. And the funniest thing here to me, and here's how you know there's probably some meat on the bone here. Well, two things. Number one, are you trying to tell me Stake was not for actual betting with money?
No, I don't think that's what they're saying.
That's not what they're saying. Okay, no. So it is supposed to be a betting with money website.
Yeah, I don't think that's
supposed to be. Yeah.
Said here.
Okay, so it's just about how they're allocating the funds. Okay, the reason I think that there's
I think there is a loophole in the tipping and transfer of funds that's not regulated.
Now
so it's a little bit more subversive than the obvious.
Got it.
But we have a breakdown though. You want to hear it? Audio 12.
Will this make sense?
I think so. It's pretty clear.
All right, here we go. Audio 12. The Drake. Okay.
Never followed or seen the Grand Wizard Chat account, then you need to pay attention to this. Drake and Aiden Ross were just named in a federal RICO lawsuit. But the real story isn't the gambling. It's the man that the feds say were secretly moving their money in order to rig the music industry. The lawsuit claims that Stake isn't just a casino. It's a massive money laundering conduit. Stake has an internal tipping feature that is completely encrypted and unregulated. And the feds allege that Drake and Aiden Ross were using this feature in order to move sums of up to $100,000 at a time, bypassing every financial regulator in the US. They weren't just gifting each other. The suit claims that this is how they were funding a massive off-the-books operation. But the guy you want to pay attention to is this guy right here, George Nguyen, aka the man who runs the Grand Wizard Chat meme account on Instagram. The lawsuit actually names him as the operational broker. The feds allege that Drake and Aiden Ross would tip or gift George this money, who then funneled that cash to bot vendors and streaming farms in order to artificially inflate Drake's streams so he could crush his competition in music.
So here's why I'm gonna hit you with the biggest.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Is that, and this will segue us if we want to get into this Aiden Ross nonsense. This is the most Trumpian-ish of all time. These people are obsessed with saying that bots are affecting people's music numbers. They're obsessed with it.
Whatever they say you're doing is what they're doing.
This is the Trump thing. Because I'm always like, why is this idiot Aiden Ross always talking about Doechii and bots and this and that and this one? What are they? Because they're doing it.
Now,
That's why.
Now, before we get too far down the road, I want to shout out to Billy They Cyrus, Pablo at Pablo T Don. That was her their audio.
Oh, thank you. That's good job.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because I want to make sure that we, the people that were using their audio and maybe supporting our community as we build it. We shout them out. Great report. But yes, Rosenberg.
Because I've never understood what their obsession is with this whole Kendrick bots thing. I'm like, the only place that I sense bots now, and like I didn't used to think this, I'm not some sort of expert on that. Anytime I mention Drake, the way that my mentions are shows me that there's an entire bot world that's a part of it, just like Nicki. It can't
Well,
all
so
be
here
erased.
goes that guy, the name Win, or what do they call it, Grand Wizard Chat N-word,
Yeah,
or
sounds
whatever
great.
Win that guy is named. You know, the internet say he runs also Akademiks TV on Twitter.
Yeah, I read that too. Yeah, there's a connection there.
Well, the fact that he has his name is Grand Wizard, we won't even get into how offensive that is, but the fact that it's Grand Wizard Chat N-word, that
And
is
he's a I think he's a Filipino kid from Australia. People have gone as far as to see where his account was made, which is in Australia, and Akademiks TV was created, which is in Australia.
But that, even that terminology, chat N-word, isn't that straight up? I think that's academic slang. That's like from his chat.
Oh, okay. I mean, you know more than me, bro.
I just know I've heard him say that quite a bit when he's saying horrible things about me over the years.
Listen, man, this is you know, all the botting and all of that noise aside, I would like to still say I don't like how Drake is going out here, bro. I don't like it. I didn't want to see it. I don't want it to be like this. He's a great songwriter. He's brought great things to the game, great music to the game. Like, I don't want to see this. Like, not like
Totally. Couldn't agree more. No one will
like,
believe
nah,
us.
bro.
No one will believe
Nah,
us.
bro.
Everyone will think we sincerely want his downfall. Part of the reason I've been so angry and annoyed about Drake's moves is because he is ruining his legacy. He is damaging himself in ways that will become impossible to get up from, and he'll be one of these cats whose reputation, there are two worlds. There's the real world view, and there's the view of your obsessed stans who think everything you do is gold. But the real world view of him is changing in sort of real time with all of this nonsense, and it's not good.
Nah, it's not. It's not the way it was supposed to go, bro.
And I don't.
You know, I don't know how it was supposed to go, but you know, Drake is revered and was like loved for his abilities and his team's abilities to make songs and make music and all that. And for this to go this way,
nah, bro.
With a federal RICO charge alleging that you were like scamming streams using a gambling app between you and a bozo like Aiden Ross. Yo, think about Aiden Ross, bro.
No, Aiden Ross sums up.
He's a clown, man.
Not like us. Not like us. The version of Drake that Kendrick painted and that so many people were like, "Wow, is that who you are?" That guy
is Aiden Ross.
That's Aiden Ross. You are standing next to, and they stood next to each other. Laura, I remember when Laura got here and reported it. Yeah. They did a whole campaign together. They've been standing next to each other so tough. This guy, you want to talk about a culture vulture. You want to talk about someone who just sucks from the culture while not even caring about it or giving it. It's disgusting. And that's where Drake may have been doing all of this stuff while he just tried to file a lawsuit because he didn't like the raps.
Now I got to give you a little space here because Rosenberg, because I sent you a audio clip that came across my timeline on Twitter, and it was Aiden Ross calling into Akademiks.
Oh,
to try to articulate and justify Laura Style calling Doechii a dirty and how he calls all women who are just untalented trash. He calls, and it's not based on race, and it's not this, and then he goes into, you know, everybody just, you know, I'm gonna call the cops. I walk around with 4 security guards, and I live in a state where it's a stand your ground. I don't know why y'all threatening my life. I might get Mossad next to protect me. And then I don't
know why.
No, it's crazy. No, it's crazy. And then he starts going, you know, everybody, I know I'm not supposed to be speaking because I'm just the Jewish kid. Yo, he starts throwing around the Jewish kid card. Yo, Rosenberg, I know seeing this has you a level of frustrated that is unbearable.
All of it is a
Sorry,
mess to me, bro. And not even just because I just remember this part. Wasn't Drake also giving like Rolexes to some other like right wing streamers?
yeah, but that was that. Yeah, that's another. That's
But it just
they're
keeps
not.
going on and on.
No, but the Aiden Ross piece here, I've been trying to put my thoughts together about it for a long time. I've been trying to put my thoughts together about it for a long time. And I do it mindfully because the one time I spoke out against Aiden Ross, when he said something, I forget what he did. He forgave someone of anti-Semitism publicly, like Kanye or something. He was like, "Nah, you're good with the Jewish people," or something. I went out there and I was like, "Yo, bro, shut the F up. You do not speak for anyone. Who are you?" When I did that, I like immediately started getting threatening phone calls. So I am mindful of dealing with this dude and the crazy people that follow him. It's like everyone who at some point hated me, this is what they thought I was. This is what they thought he's a rich, untalented, nothing, no love for hip hop, no care whatsoever, clearly veiled racism and not so veiled racism all the time. And more than anything, the thing that makes me like, all of it's disappointing and gross, but Ebro, the one thing that jumps off the page about him that's unusual for a Jewish person who's in this role, he's also dumb. Like, he's not smart at all. When he talks, I'm like, oh my God. Even the Jews I usually don't like, I'm like, yo, I don't like Ben Shapiro. I don't like Ben Shapiro. He's a smart dude. He's just a bad guy. You are like not educated. This guy is dumb. You're not even good at being a Jew. You're a bad Jew. What is wrong with this guy? Like he is, it's so bad. And then to hear him and Akademiks have this meeting of the mind. No, the meeting of the minds of Akademiks be like, nah, and thanks, Ak. Well, you're smart. You're a smart black. Thank you, Akademiks, for knowing I'm not racist. I mean, after all, I hire black people. I can't be racist. I call everyone dirty. I was like, yo, Ebro had me watch this first thing this morning. This is the first thing I did.
No, I did. Yo, but it was an active weekend. It was an active weekend because then on the other hand, you had this guy Trax over in the Diamond District going through the whole fight in the Diamond District over diamonds. So you have Jewish kid Aiden Ross doing whatever the shenanigans he's doing. And then on the other side, you got this Trax who's this Jewish Ashkenazi jewelry dealer in the Diamond District getting into a brawl with other Jewish jewelers. Yo, it was a bad weekend for the Jews, Rosenberg. Bad weekend.
I don't even want to count what 47th Street's a crazy place. Okay. That's kind of like I can't even like try to jump. Now I did send a text. I reached out to a friend of mine. All of us know Greg Una, and I did ask him. I'm like, "Is this real? This seems fake." And Greg said, "No, this is very real." Which I was like, I told him, I'm like, "Nah, bro, nah." I mean, I'm not saying that the animosity is not real, but Trax had to know what he was doing here, bro. Those videos are getting 50 million views.
Well, and he promotes heavy on his Instagram. He's got 7 million followers on Instagram. And he promotes heavy, go to this.com, buy this piece of jewelry.com, go to here.
And he makes good content. Like, it started hitting my algorithm thanks to this conversation. He started hitting me over and over again. I'm like, oh, he pays to be seen.
Yes.
And then the stuff that he does is like well-produced, very sticky sort of content.
Yes.
But I'm like, why is this getting so much attention? I guess the initial video is shocking because you just don't see people screaming like that very often.
The spit is
no.
disgusting.
I saw the spit later. The spit was crazy.
Oh, the spit. I was like, oh, God.
But Rosenberg, it piqued my interest to put it on your radar in such a heavy way because neither of these Jewish stereotypes fit you at all. But people think this is you. And so I was like, bro, this is what Rosenberg hates the most is people look at him like he's an Aiden Ross or someone in the Diamond District.
Look at his face. Look at his face. Look at his face.
Congratulations. You played yourself.
Because he's right. Because he's right.
Rosenberg.
When I first came along, a lot of people literally associated me with the worst stereotypes they could ever have. And he's right. You have two versions that are just so awful. The Diamond District screaming, crazy, not to be trusted lunatics. And then you have who are just like, money grubbing. Then you have this Aiden Ross, who, by the way, has now made it his brand to do this money grubbing hand thing. He's like, this dude is actively trying to create anti-Semitism and division between people.
Oh God.
And why are you obsessed with Doechii, bro? And why do you think you know about music and what music's really being streamed? You have no background in music. This is the problem we accept. And Ebro, this is why I get frustrated even with the good streamers, is that we have accepted that if you come from the video game streaming world and get popular enough, you can talk about anything. And that's a scary, scary thought.